Hello and welcome to TelecomTV. I'm Martin Warwick and I'm talking with Marcus Brunner, Chief Researcher, Head of Standardization at Swisscom. Marcus, great to see you again. I hear you've been skiing a lot. It's been a very snowy winter. I'm glad you're here in one piece with no broken legs.
Yeah, it was great.
You must be a good skier. Anyway, welcome. Let's begin like this. Can you tell me to start with, as far as you're concerned, what is zero-touch automation?
Yeah, I would say there are 2 points on that. One is just taking the next step in automation. I mean, as telco, we automate for quite some time, but doing next step there. And the other aspect is really going into the software world and changes we need to do in that new world.
Okay, now when you say, that's fine, I understand that, but when the word automation obviously means that these things happen automatically of their own, they just occur. Is that what we're trying to achieve in the networks of the future?
Yeah, I would even go one step further than automation, but even it's autonomous operation. So it should really go with themselves to the largest degree possible.
Now at Swisscom, you're a service provider and operator, and you spend a lot of your time, I'm sure, fielding off advances from various vendors who want to sell you various pieces of equipment and technologies and so on. How do you think the vendor community at large can help you, CSPs, Swisscom and others, on this ongoing transformation journey? What would you like them to be able to do, to provide, that would really help you?
It would very help us if they disaggregate their monolithic large blocks, because automation you can much easier apply in smaller pieces. And the second thing they could help us, like build in more automation capabilities right into the function. The internet is a good example. The routing protocols at that time were built to operate automatic.
And not within telecommunications, of course.
Unfortunately, not in telecommunications yet.
So that's a step to go.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Staying with automation then and CSPs like Swisscom, how will automation help CSPs like you provide your customers with the best possible quality of experience?
So we hope to specifically lower the outages or downtimes. We get this customer expectation of 0 downtimes, and we hope automation would help with that, getting near to that. The quality of experience, if it comes to performance, we feel as Swisscom we are pretty well equipped and operating quite well in most of the cases.
You mentioned when we began SDN and NFV, which have been underway now. Certainly NFV is now more than 5 years old and is getting close to, in some cases, real deployment in real-world situations. Automation is an integral part of the success of NFV, do you think?
Yes, it is, at least for the deployment we have done at the very beginning, with all types of self-care, automated way of doing the service, ordering service automatic, operating, optimizing it. All of that has been implemented in one particular small product in that sense, not across the board, but in a small product. And it's one of the successes of the product as well.
What about 5G? The hype around 5G is at its absolute height, it seems to me, at the moment. Everywhere you go, you're just bombarded with 5G is with us. It isn't quite yet, as we know, except in very, very small areas for specific reasons. How important do you think automation will be when it comes to preparing for real-life proper deployment?
Yeah, I think it's key, because 5G we expect to have a denser deployment of the network. Means more elements, means more difficulty to operate. I think the whole slicing, depending on how you look at it and how many slices you're going to have, you need automatic setup and deployment for slices. And most importantly, we expect, since 5G goes in a more B2B type of business models, we expect that these enterprises will bring their code onto our 5G platform. And they want to have it operated quite well and in an automatic way and don't care about it. So our business model there can be that we sort of sell more like an operation as a service instead of services for certain B2B markets. And their automation is key from a price perspective.
Now, we've looked at the positive side of automation. We know what it is. We know why it's necessary. There is the other side of the coin, of course, Marcus, which is automation by definition, ever since Charlie Chaplin and Modern Times 1936 movie about automation taking the place of individual human beings working in an organization. Obviously central to the transformation process and to the automation process are operational and cultural changes that will be necessary for CSPs. So what's happening? What are those challenges as far as Swisscom is concerned when it comes to automating key functions in the network?
Yeah, I think the biggest part is sort of you need to have trust as a company and as an operator and as an administrator into the system working properly. So there must be measures that you see that it works properly. There must be sort of step-by-step deployments of automation. You cannot go from 0 to 100%, sort of step-by-step, that people get acquainted to it and sort of learn that it works quite well. The other problem I see, if there's really something not working, it's going to be much harder to figure out what is not working. And the last thing, I think that people have a hard time to accept that something goes automatic. There is a certain, people want to do something themselves. So if we allow the administrators to do some hands-on in the operation, in the automation software, I think would be very beneficial for them. It gives a better feeling that you have understood what's going on.
Very interesting point. Marcus Brunner, thank you very much indeed.